All right, we are on day 51. We need to do a little catch up because we had one day that was just one page, and the last page will be just one page that we will look at. So, today, what we're going to do is look at the training phase all together. This is a total of 15 to 20 pages usually, and it is about training. And this training period happens in any genre. I know that, like Highlander, The Matrix, Star Wars, those are easy to point to. Physical training, weapons training, magic training, Harry Potter magic training. But this actually happens in every genre. Even in Fault of Our Stars, we had a training period, and that was where the lead actor, or the character, I suppose, was trained how to love and how to accept love. That was the phase where she was kind of not too, they were dating, but it was weird, and she wouldn't say it was dating, and they were just getting to know one another, and that was her training period. In a detective story, this is usually nothing is working. The killer is amok, and the usual techniques the detective has used before does not work, and so he's really got to think out of the box. We may be in front of the murder board and having everybody's input and just trying to figure out a new and different way to catch this really aggressive killer. So there is a training phase for everything fantasy, steampunk, paranormal romance, where we're figuring things out. So if you're not in a physical genre, instead of thinking of it being a training period, you might want to think of it as a figuring out period, a pondering period. Although we don't want it too boring, it has to make sense, and it has to feel good, and it has to be moving the story forward. That's what these pages are. And remember, we have to start from somewhere. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to this training phase. So we start out being absolutely god-awful horrible. We can barely hold the sword, let alone fight with the sword. And then we get a little better. We maybe can pick up the sword and start to practice, and then maybe beat the magician or the mentor or whoever is doing the training in one small thing. The biggest problem with this is that usually you will not start your hero off as crappy as he needs to be, and you will make him too good. Even if you started really crappy, you'll make him too good by the end of the training. He needs to be barely manageable. He may not fall on his face, he may be able to hold the sword, he may be able to fight, but he's going to have to learn his skills along the way. We always have to have room for him to grow until the climax when he is fully mature. So if we imagine this as a rose blooming, we have maybe broken the bud, so we are starting to bloom, but certainly we're not fully bloomed, or else why in the world do we have the rest of the story? If he is fantastic and great and perfect, there is no reason to continue the story. So remember, he still remains flawed. He still gets it, but doesn't quite get it. Those are these pages. So start off just horrible. I mean, Luke gets zapped in the butt, right? It's almost funny. And then we move into okay, I'm kind of sort of getting this. I'm understanding the process a little bit better. And then we get a little bit good. And we may beat the magician or surprise the magician at the very least at the end, but we certainly are no master. It's not like, oh, we can go out and just kick butt all the time. That is not how this goes. So these are about 15 to 20 pages. If you're not to the training phase yet, take whatever's in between here and the training phase and cut and paste that into a new document, because today I want you editing the training phase. Now, you're not going to be able to do that probably in a day. This is 15 to 20 pages, so take as long as you need, up to a week, and get these pages edited. And remember to do all of your usual stuff so that every day, every page you look at, the first thing you do is you look at how does it look for blockiness and over dialogue. You're then going to go passive voice there. You're then going to circle your genre words to make sure there's enough on here. And I would say you need to make sure this is exciting enough. This is a training session. This is new. We're learning the new rules of the new world. So this should be pretty fun and exciting, whether it's an emotional new world or a physical new world. All right, so that is what you're going to be. This is the chunk you're going to be working on, and I will see you as soon as you're ready to move on.